everybody, Matt here from Matt Likes Comics, and today is my response to Allan's Top 10 challenge for the decade of the 2010s. Top 10 2010s. This was a fun decade for me because 2010 was the year I started collecting comics again, and it made for a really fun time. There's actually one book in here that is one of the first 7 that I bought. No, it's not the Buffy that I've shown before, but one of the other ones. The rest are all covers that I thought were really cool. I went through a lot of covers like I did last week, and I narrowed it down to these because they just appealed to me. And in some cases, I know that they're books people aren't going to show. And that is one thing I like about these challenges. I try to be as unique as possible because if there's nothing that I love more than watching books that I've never seen before, and I hope that other people feel the same way. There's also, of course, those that like to see the same books because it's a validation thing. And that's cool to do whatever you want. Your collection is yours to do with what you wish. I'll never tell anyone what to do. Now, if you want to join in on the fun, all you have to do is make a video of 10 books you like from the 2010s and put it up on YouTube with the hashtag Friday Comic Challenge. And I'll come and check it out. Tag Allan the Comic Collector Geek. Tag me if you like. As I said, I love many, many times I've said, I love looking at books. I love looking at other people's books. I just love everything about comics except the price. All right. Let us begin with this Adam Hughes cover from May 2011. I go by cover dates, of course. Zatanna number 11. Isn't she the cutest thing? Next up, the decade of the 2010s included all of the relevant Rebirth, because that went on for the last 2 years of the decade, but it also had the New 52 from DC. This is more of a Rebirth book because this is from September 2017, and New 52 ended in 2016. So this is Dark Days, The Casting, Prelude to Metal, number 1, from September 2017. And I like this because it is a Batman Wonder Woman cover. And honestly, there's not enough covers of just the two of them. There's always the Trinity. There's always Superman and Wonder Woman, or Superman and Batman. We don't get enough of these two alone. Next up, from the Rebirth era, when all the books were rebooted again, because, we can't have constant reboots these days. Just one of my small pet peeves. I really like the continuity of numbering. This comes from Rebirth. This is from September 2016. And this is Wonder Woman number 2. Now, when Rebirth first came back, Wonder Woman was bi-weekly. And they had split them into 2 storylines where odd numbers were what was happening during the current day, and even numbers in the beginning till about issue 20 or 24. I'm not exactly sure which. I believe it's 24, but it could be as early as 20. Basically, they switched between even and odd number books with this, and then Wonder Woman went to monthly after that, and it stayed in the current day, unless the story said, this took place 3 years ago, or whatever. Anyways, I like this cover because it's the beginning cover of the year 1 storyline for Wonder Woman, and as you can see, this is the crash of Steve Trevor on Paradise Island, or Themyscira, as they call it now. My next 2 books are Marvel. This one is from 2019. This is Captain America 13 from Legacy 717. This is from 2019, I believe October. Marvel doesn't put the dates on the cover. It makes it a lot harder to read. DC started doing that with All In, but before that, their dates were on the cover. This is a cool Red Skull cover. By the way, the 2010s marks the era that the Comic Code Authority was completely kaput. Very few people were using it after DC and Marvel sort of ended in 2010. So it's another way you can use to identify your books. This is another 2019, which I believe is November or September. I looked it up and now I forget. But this is Doctor Doom 1. I just love the mask cover. I had two other Doctor Doom covers to pick from, but this one seems so powerful to me with just the face and the mask that I decided to go with it. Now, as I said, the New 52 was there from 2011 to 2016 for DC. The next three books are from that era. First one I'm showing is Detective Comics 1 because I love this cover. It is a Joker cover, and the Joker head is with a bunch of skulls on the bottom. Now, when this happened and this got renumbered, I was pissed. To me, it was one thing if it was Batman or Superman or Wonder Woman, because Superman and Wonder Woman had been renumbered before, but Detective and Action had gone through non-stop without a renumbering. So when they renumbered these, I was unhappy. Luckily, they went back to their original numbering after the New 52. This is technically issue 882 of Detective, but I digress. Next up, this is outside of the New 52, but it came out during that era. This is Adventures of Supergirl 2, and this was my favorite Supergirl cover of this era. I know I've shown this one before, but I still showed it because it was one of my favorites to begin with. As everybody knows, from 2016 to 2022, there was a Supergirl TV show, which was great for the first 3 seasons, okay for the first half of the 4th season, and then became the typical CW crap. I watched the whole thing because it was Supergirl, but by the end, I was kind of happy it was over. I hope another Supergirl TV show comes along, and I hope they stick to superhero stuff and not the dating game. Next up, one of the coolest Superman covers from the New 52. Now, by this point, they weren't putting it on anymore. This is from, by the way, this last book was from late July 2016. The Detective Comics was from November 2011. That was when the New 52 came out, and the 52 books with all number ones. This here, April 2016's number 26 of Superman Wonder Woman, one of the best Superman covers not done by Jim Lee during this era. Because the cover for Superman Unchained 1 is really cool. But I decided against it because it's one I think that people would show. It's because it's that cool. So, next up was a book that I bought the first day I got back into comic books. I bought the Buffy book, issue 37 of season 8. But there were 6 other books I bought at the same time because I was only going to buy the Buffy book. This is key. I was only going to buy the Buffy book, and then I saw this. A favorite title had been revived. Not only had it been revived, but this was the cover I saw in front of me. This is December 2010, Adventure Comics 519. And if you know me and you know how much I love the Legion, Brainiac 5, below the original 3 members of the Legion, up with Kal-El carrying a tractor. And sure enough, when you read this, the first story brings more information from about when the Legion met Superboy for the first time, or Superman, because at this time there was no Superboy still. Superboy was Connor Kent. Now, another thing I liked about this is when I saw the name up in the corner that said Levitz. I knew it. And this is when I knew When I read this when I got home, I knew I was back. I had decided just to buy the Buffy books, and I was just reading these for the sake of reading them. But by the time I finished this story, I'm like, oh shit. The week after, I bought a Overstreet guide and went crazy. The next week, I mean, I had bought the issue 40. It was the 40th edition of Overstreet, and I went nuts. The last book I'm going to show was the last time the Justice Society was shown on our Earth, our regular Earth, Earth 0, Earth 1, whatever you want to call it, for years. There was the Earth 2 series during the New 52, but that wasn't the Justice Society we know, nor was that the Earth 2 that we were ever familiar with. So this is Justice Society of America 54 with a really cool cover in sepia-like color tones, similar to old photographs. This was the final issue of this run, and the JSA did not make an appearance again until after Watchmen, for good, the way we know it. Not Watchmen, sorry, Beyond Doomsday. Doomsday, yes. When Dr. Manhattan snapped his fingers again, and the Legion and the Justice Society both came back. And that's kind of why I left with them, because they were two of my favorite groups, and they were gone for a while. And honestly, I missed them during the New 52. There was a Legion series, but it turned out that that Legion series was set on that Earth 2 planet as well. So it wasn't the same Legion that we knew. Anyway, if you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe below. Please tell me what books you like. Please tell me if you own any, if you got that you're going to do a video, and if not, what comic covers did you like from the 2010s that I may not have. As I said, this was an era with a lot of variants, so there are literally thousands of covers to choose from in this one. Thank you very much for joining me today. On behalf of my friend Ryan Jordan and myself at Nefarious Comics, thank you very much. My name is Matt. I like comics, and I hope you do too. Bye, everybody.